Hello guys, welcome back to another LSW video. Today we will be talking about some history, and not any history. We're talking about the good juicy stuff, because I will say I live in a very boring town, but the history is rich here, super rich. We got cover-ups, we got like crazy things. So today I will be talking about Fairview. If you don't know what Fairview was or is, it was a correctional center for kids in 1908 all the way to 2000 when it closed down. And I know a lot of Oregonians know about this place, but also a lot don't, because it seems like Salem has kind of covered this up, like cover the entire thing up. I don't know what it is about Salem, Oregon, and having asylums and stuff like that, but there's a lot of them. Too much, I would say. But yeah, we have abuse, we have the abandoned side. Sadly, it's not there, but there is some of it left. There is a building, and there's a little special something else. But yeah, y'all, I'll just take you for the ride. This is gonna be a fun video to make, and yeah, you learn something every day. So join me for this history video. Oh yeah.
Alright guys, this might be a little bit of a longer video, so buckle up and let's learn some history. Alright guys, so let's start this. Google Slides never fail me. The Horrors of Fairview, Salem, Oregon. Slideshow made by Urbex LSW. Viewers' discretion is advised. A lot of horrible things happen here, and I'll be going over them. So, yeah. What is Fairview? Fairview Training Center, a historical, now closed state institution for people with development issues that operated from 1908 to 2000. It was once Oregon's largest institution. Here's some photos of that. Pretty crazy, really old. What did Fairview do that was so bad? Several human rights violations, abuse, neglect against people with development and physical disabilities. The institution was characterized by overcrowding and understanding, leading to it being described as a prison from its residents. There's a picture on the left is how it looked inside, and picture on the right is some of the people. So, for instance, I can't zoom in. Oh, no, I can. Like, some of the staff. And we have, like, people in, like, wheelchairs and whatnot. And then we have, like, other people, like, this kid doesn't look that bad. He doesn't look that mentally ill. Now, compare to this guy or girl, a lot more mentally ill. Mentally with quotation marks, because to be honest, a lot of these people weren't really mentally ill. Because, like, if you had ADHD, you were thrown in here. If you had a broken leg, thrown in here. Pretty much anything. Like, if a parent had birth at this rate, and they didn't want the child, they would go here. Did people die? While exact figures are debated, a study found residents had a higher rate of unnatural deaths from the general population, and thousands of unclaimed remains from Fairview were eventually found at the Oregon State Hospital. Pretty crazy. There's a lot of stories online and whatnot. Those graves are stock footage or stock image. So we have the map of Fairview. This place was massive, like enormous. And then I have another version of the map that tells you everything that's there, everything that was there. The only things I know that are left are the smokestack, the water tower, and laundry, which later in this video I will show because I'll actually go there. Moving on. Why did Fairview go abandoned? Civil rights violations, a 1986 lawsuit by the Oregon Autoteracy Center, now Disabled Rights Oregon, and the U.S. Department of Justice highlighted systematical failures to protect residents from harm and sexual assault. Yikes. This place was really bad, and it took, I would honestly say, too many years for it to go abandoned. Some abandoned photos of Fairview. Low-key sick place. The military. What is the military doing here? Why is the military at Fairview? So when I was researching this, I found out that the military actually went to Fairview. The military used Fairview as a training ground. I only found one instance of them doing that, but they sort of did a practice war. And there's an article that you can read. So pause the video. I'll give you a second. There are also videos of them doing this, which is kind of interesting because it was filmed. I wouldn't really expect this time around to be filmed, but I will link those in the description if I can. The arson case. Concurred in January 2010 when two men set a massive 3-alarm fire that completely destroyed the abandoned Pierce Cottage. There's some photos of it. I remember hearing about this. This place, it was a really big building. It was all made out of wood, and it burnt to the ground. It was like the first building to go. All right, now get into some of the things I've heard. The myths or legends I've heard throughout the years. A very interesting thing I found while looking around or looking this up is that there might have been a graveyard there or two, but I found no solid proof of this. It was very interesting, but they said it was underneath a tree, but I don't really think there is any trees over there. Well, there is, but it was a specific tree. The other thing I heard throughout the years is that the firefighters purposely burnt down one of the buildings because it was one of their celebrations. And that this was after the arson case. Or this was way after the arson case. But I also can't find the proof of this. This is something I heard a long time ago. This is true. I had a friend of mine, or I used to have a friend of mine that was like a fighter, and he said he for like one of their celebrations, they like burnt down one of the boiler rooms, one of the boiler buildings, for fun. Don't know if that's true or not. And then apparently this place was extremely haunted. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I don't know if there's any records of it. The end? Question mark. We have a photo of access authorized construction. Oh no. construction slash demolishing the former Fairview Center site in Salem, Oregon has been almost entirely demolished. The 275-acre former institution property has been redeveloped into a mixed-use zone, featuring upscale apartments, the Pringle Creek community, a public park, and the Heritage School. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I'm not a good cameraman. I'm holding this with one hand. There's some photos. It's massive. And there's some like buildings and whatnot. There's no apartments that I found. I think that's just a lie. Then my experience, the Fairview. I have actually, this whole part will be explained, so buckle up. Thank you. Alright, coming back to it. Damn it, man. Thank you, past Urbex LSW. Switching back to me. What is my experience with this place? So, I went when I was kind of a child. Or was a child. I think I went when I was like 8. Low-key, no place an 8-year-old should be at an abandoned complex. But I went. It was sick. The place was mostly like decaying and kind of falling apart, like any abandoned place. But I'm not gonna. It was the Holy Grail. I have never seen a place like this. I've never been to a place anywhere that competes with that. I've been to a lot of abandoned places. Been to schools. Been to a lot of houses. A lot of stuff. But yeah, nothing crazy like that. Like even my past friends, like I would talk about this, and I would talk about it like it's the Holy Grail because it was. But yeah, it was a very interesting time to be alive. I do wish it was still there. I wish I was able to go again because I only went once, and there was a lot of secrets, like a lot. So yeah, getting back onto the slideshow. Boom, boom, boom. The end. Farewell, Fairview. And this is like an old article. I'm not even gonna try. So yeah. So what's up, guys? Like I said, most of Fairview is gone, but we are at the last remaining location. Right here. Sadly I can't go in, even though it's abandoned, because last I heard there is a ton of tripwires that will set the cops off. And there's also the very ominous water tower. This thing is a lot bigger than what I expected, or what happened here. But yeah, those are the two things. Maybe someday I'll climb up that if I'm brave enough. That is the end of my video of Fairview. I low-key hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe to see more history videos. I'll definitely be doing more of these, like a lot more, until I run out of history in this place. There's a lot of evil things happening, or had happened. So yeah, and the next video will be an Urbex video. I'm gonna try to make this in Urbex, or it goes Urbex videos, ghost hunting, and then history video every week, one of those, or in that order. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Peace out, Urbex LSW.